Hi, in this session we are looking at responsive web design. Now, what do we mean by responsive web design and why is it important? Now, imagine for a moment that you're an artist and you might be an artist and when you have a canvas, let's say in front of you, like a canvas, I have one behind me, and when you have a painting, when you have a blank canvas, then you can go in and paint whatever you feel like. You decide on your subject and you go in and you create your painting using the medium of your choice. But what happens if the canvas that you are thinking of or a canvas that you're working on changes its size automatically? So now you do not have a fixed medium. It's not a piece of paper that you're writing something on, or it's not a canvas that you're painting on. The size of the paper or the size of the canvas can change depending on who's using it. So you might have a phone that is being used, or you might have a tablet which is out there, or you might have a laptop or a desktop. And so when you create a website, you might have people looking at these websites in these various devices, and which all might have different sizes. There are various sizes of laptops and various sizes of phones and so on. And so in the initial days when you were designing a web page, a website, you could create a website and that would be seen in a typical in a computer screen or a laptop with a certain resolution. But now those screens might change, and when you're looking at the website on a phone, then the website is viewed vertically, whereas when you're looking at a computer screen, it might be more horizontal or a landscape orientation. So then what it means is that a one-size-fits-all solution whereby you're creating a page and having it viewable on different browsers just the way it is may not be the most ideal thing to do, considering that it's been found that in latest studies that more and more people are doing a lot of their work online using the smartphones. So a lot of the Black Friday shopping is done on smartphones. People book their air tickets on smartphones, and you might be watching this video in Moodle on your smartphone or a tablet as well. So in that case, having a responsive web design means that your web design responds seamlessly across various devices with various sizes. So in this session, we'll describe the use of CSS media queries to create responsive web pages. So when we talk of mobile devices, so these devices and tablets have interfaces that are different from PCs. And firstly, there's no mouse, and there's an on-screen keyboard generally, and there's a touch screen, which is a different form of input, and there might be a smaller window and a different resolution than one on a desktop screen. And also, when you talk of responsive, it's not just limited to desktops. Now you might have people browsing on a large 65-inch TV or something as well. So which means that you have to kind of create websites which can be viewable on a small smartphone, as well as a large HD or 4K HD 4K resolution television out there. So browsing the web on a phone or any other device such as a tablet or a TV is very different and has very different limitations. So there are three ways of dealing with mobile. One is you can now have the server deliver a different web page at a different URL to mobile devices and PCs. So there were companies which were creating different mobile versions of their web pages and different pages for their computers for other screens. So that was one approach to deal with mobile. And the second approach is that you use the same URL but deliver different HTML to mobile devices than to PCs. So in this case, the URL does not change. And the third and the most common and recommended approach is to use responsive web design. Now, when we talk about responsive design, your HTML is the same, but the CSS options are changed depending on the size of the device or the level of zoom. So inside your CSS, you'll be building in options to look at the size of the device, the size of the browser that the user is using to view the page on, and then have the page display in a different manner. So that is what we mean by responsive web design.